Hey, what up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome today to a new episode of the FIFA 19 Ultimate Team Road to Glory. This is episode number 245 and we will be carrying on in the weekend league today as well as finishing off a Premier League SBC at the very start of this episode. So if you do enjoy today, do me a massive favour and hit that thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it if we could get anywhere near 2,000 likes. So that's your challenge today. Hit that thumbs up. Thank you so much in advance. You know what the team's looking like, and that's what we're going to play the weekend league with today. But I was 4 teams away from completing the Premier League SBC, and just with the hope and prayer that sometime we might get, upgrade Prem SBCs, like just upgrade packs and stuff. I wanted to complete the Prem so that we could maybe put a few of the teams back together again, get some packs, try and get some tots, and then obviously have a good run, have a fresh Premier League empty club, so that when and if the grindy SBCs come out, we can keep going on and not get too many duplicates. Because I'm pretty sure it's patched that you can no longer put like duplicate untradables on the transfer list. So I had Chelsea to complete, I had Southampton to complete, I had Man United to complete, and Man City. So and Cardiff. I spent lots on Cardiff. Was I 15 out of 20? I don't know what it was, but I had a few teams to complete anyway. And I bought all the Cardiff players because they were super expensive. And if a lot of people want to do the Prem League SBC during Prem Tots, then the Cardiff Silvers are all going to go crazy extinct. So, yeah, I decided to do that. Man City is also another very expensive team to complete. Like, you don't have to spend too much on a lot of the players, but you do need to buy Foden, pretty much. You need to buy Gundogan, you need to buy Bernardo Silva, unless you've got a lot of loyalty, and that can eradicate that. But Foden is like a 12k player or something. I think we got him for 8 in the end, but it was the one that completed the Premier League SBC for us. And pretty easy choice for me again is just to take Doucouré. I never plan on using these players. I don't think they're worthy now. I don't think they're like as relevant in terms of usability and stuff. I've got better players, but I take Doucouré just because he's French. That's easy to link. There's lots of players that are high rated and you can put in 2 SBCs that are French. So yeah, he kind of covers 2 bases, being French and from the Prem. And then we open the final pack, which was from the Man City SBC, and we don't get anything special. My pack luck on this front, on the League SBC front, has gone a little bit dry. I do a little bit of this in the background every now and again, and if I ever get a good pack, I I flash back and record that bit so that you can see it. And as you haven't really seen that many good packs over the last few episodes, it means that I haven't really had many good packs. But you might see my coin balance pretty much going down rather than fluctuating. It's not been doing that great. So I'm selling the Saudi players from the last episode. One of them sold. I had to dip the price on a couple of them as well. Lost a few coins on those, but it helped me get the challenge done. And the amount of coins I ended up losing, like I lost like a K on the left back and the goalkeeper, and like 5k or so on the CDM guy. But like that's still obviously way less than what a team of the season Gomez would cost. An 89 rated team of the season would cost a lot more than that. So it was worth it still, but it did cost me a little bit. Sometimes you can make profit on doing them, sometimes not. So we're at 5-0 in the weekend league right now. And I took it upon myself on Saturday afternoon to go back in and hopefully get some more wins and stuff. First game, I was pretty confident when I saw this team just because it's a little bit of a mishmash of all types of players. There's a couple of good Reds in there, so maybe he finishes pretty well. But for someone that finishes really well, they typically have a few good icons and stuff in their team at this point. So I felt confident. I went 1-0 up, and then he gets a header from a corner to equalise. I just couldn't seem to out-jump Koulibaly right there. And then I get very, very lucky with the rebound falling straight to my Pogba. How many times have you seen that happen to me, though? So it happens, and then I get a 2-1 goal there with Aubameyang. Ronaldinho was running down the left. There's a chance that you could lack Roqueta in and hit the low driven, but when you know it's just going to be more likely to score when you don't do that, then you just do whatever it takes, right? For some reason, that ball across from my opponent did not lock on to Aurier, so I was running in no man's land, and it allowed his Sterling to get through. He then scored a brilliant goal with that Sterling, and he then got another header with Arnautovic this time to equalise on the stroke of half time, and I was like, I don't know what the hell's going on. But I got very lucky with a kickoff style goal, and we are 4-3 up at half time. And this match is kind of going back and forth, and I didn't really know what the hell was going on. First game of the day, a game like this can absolutely rock you. He then equalises off of his kickoff in the second half. And it's 4-4, and I don't really know what to do. So I played it short from the corner because he was a goalkeeper mover from the corners, which makes it basically impossible to whip it in and score a header until you play it short and then whip it across. And that obviously worked out well for me. And literally another header goes in. I don't think I ever have scored one of those free kicks, but it just so happened that we got one. And we ended up winning 6-4. And that was just a very dodgy start to the day. Yeah, not the prettiest of games, not the prettiest of goals, but it's the weekend league. You take what you can, and somehow we ended up in that 10-goal thriller, scoring 6 of the goals and coming away with the win. 6-0. Moving on to the next game, obviously a very nice team. I've come to learn that this Sissoko is actually very good, and I definitely struggle with him. His physical and stuff is awesome, so it's a big problem for me. But we go 1-0 up here with a goal that wasn't a header. Pogba just strikes it on the weak foot, and with lots of power, it flies into the back of the net. And then we push forward for another nicely worked goal. Pogba takes it down, hits the low driven. I hit that one green that time. So we go 2-0 up, 15 minutes on the clock. I could tell that if he was ready to pause, and he'd made a couple of terrible slide tackles just before that, like he was in a rage. So luckily I scored from that because I felt like that would make him quit. And we're up to 7 wins, so 7-0. Moving on to the next one then. 4-2-2. We have a Bundesliga side, a mix with the Prem and some France. Actually, that squad's literally all over the place. But somehow it's nearly on all full chemistry, right? A couple of Bundesliga Player of the Months up front. I clear this one here with Van Dijk, head it on to Ronaldinho, and we start our attack. Whip it fully over to an Aubameyang, who we know can outbeat Tolisso. Aubameyang then spots Ronaldo, Pogba, and Ronaldinho in the box, and it falls to Paul Pogba to rise higher than Blanc and someone else, and we go 1-0 up. But then he gets a corner, and for some reason, both either Torreira and Van Dijk couldn't quite get that one clear, and it falls to a first-time header. Or I don't know if that was a header or a volley from Havertz, the new player of the month. He's got a better version, but still definitely got some really good stats, and I'm interested to see how he plays. I've now played against him once or twice, and he's quite difficult to play against. So I would imagine if he's got a Future Stars and a Player of the Month that he might be in line for a TOTS. If so, that's probably going to be a monstrous card, which could do some real damage. So I hit a nice goal there on a good stroke of play. Ronaldinho just feeds it into Aubameyang, and we strike it first time with the green timed effort, and it goes in. And then again, some nice work there. Not all my goals are headers, just a sizable amount of them are. But in this, it's literally based on opponent. I could tell this guy was going in with some pretty rash challenges, and that my skill moves were working against him. In that situation, you run around and you try and get through and you try and hit normal goals. In games where people have got loads of people back and the defense is super tight, then obviously you just push it out wide and try and score the headers and stuff. So it is literally a situational basis, and we score that with Ronaldo. He'd given up at this point, but I thought it'd be nice to just score a little Rabona. So we scored a Rabona goal to make it 6-1, and a game which was difficult to start out with ended up going completely in our favour, and we turned it, we made it happen basically. So 8-0, really good start to the weekend league, and then I get matched up against this. Now this is actually a viewer who messaged me afterwards and stuff, so thank you for watching the series, mate. I really appreciate it. You've got a very nice team, featuring a few players that we've used before. He's got the likes of Nedved, he's got Firmino, at the back he's obviously got Van Dijk and stuff. So it's a good squad, but he's upgraded. He's got the likes of prime icon moments George Best, who scores the first goal. A little bit disappointed in my Alisson that he couldn't quite get there. And again, for not saving that one, I'm a little bit disappointed. But what this guy did was made Nedved look really good. And I kind of don't use my Nedved anymore, and I'm just a little bit like, should I be? After playing against this chap, what a display it was from a lot of his attacking players. Now, I rarely had a single attempt on goal, and the one goal that I got in this game was kind of deflected, and I mean, we earned it well by getting in a good position with Ronaldo, but it was like a deflected goal. It could have gone absolutely anywhere, and he basically seals the win in this one when I'd gone ultra attacking, because it was either going to be me that gets the equaliser or he scores another goal just to end this game. So that was my first loss of the weekend league, and GG's to you, brother. You genuinely just outplayed me, so absolutely no issue with that loss whatsoever. I just got beaten by a better player. And the next match we go into is a 4-1-2-1-2 with Messi, with Isco, with like David Silva, lots of small dribbly type players that I figured could be an issue. Now we get booked after a minute with Pogba, which is very rare. And then a tackle that I did not make. I was just in control of the player. Gets me sent off after 8 minutes, and I was seething. I was like, what the hell? I've got to play 10 men for like 82 minutes of this match. Eventually, we break him down enough to get this headed goal with Cristiano Ronaldo, 65 minutes on the clock. But it just did not last long. Messi knocks it to Collins, of all people, who's James Collins, the Team of the Season player. And it is Crespo that ends up heading home to put this guy at 1-1. He then whips it in, and James Collins, who's on a goal and an assist now, scores right there to put him 2-1 up in the 83rd. And I think in the end, I just kind of got a little bit overrun. I had 10 men on the pitch. We did well for 65 minutes, and then all of a sudden it all just went really badly. And James Collins, the super sub of dreams, came on with 2 goals, 1 assist to change that game for my opponent. So yeah, GG's. I couldn't quite deal with it. We lost Pogba. We lost a big attacking force in our squad, and really didn't have anything to prove that we could get the win there. So yeah, 8-2 now, which after I was 8-0 feels like a complete bottle. So I had a break for a couple hours, and then we went back into it, and I come up against this for the first game in a little while. And it is a full-on special team with some of the best Bundesliga and German players that you can imagine. Oh my god, what a very good and very cool squad that is. And what a very difficult set of players it is to come up against, because they are so dangerous. Like, Royce, Ribéry, Robben, and Werner are outstandingly good. Those particular versions of them, anyway. I don't know if Werner's going to get himself a team of the season, but if he is, he's going to be next level. So I score a beautiful volley there with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and get back in this match. And it is probably my very last attack, which we whip in, and Zlatan rises higher, and I end up getting the win. Now, this was a very, very well fought game between both opponents, and I didn't know what was going to break this guy. As you can see, I had 13 shots, he had 12 shots. A lot of our attempts were off target, but what a game that was. And GG's to my opponent. I felt very fortunate to get a last minute winner, but yeah, sometimes that happens against you, sometimes it happens for you. Luckily this time it happened for us, and we are now 9-2, so it's still a very good start to the weekend league. And then I get matched up against this, a very nice squad once again, lots of different special items, lots of skillful tricky players. I take the shot with Pogba in open play, and then earn myself a corner. From the corner, Ronaldinho whips it in. I basically put it in the air and hope that someone can get there, and it is Marcus Alonso that is able to rise higher than anyone to get me the goal to go 1-0 up. Aubameyang and Ronaldo then playing the ball between each other. I try and get that shot off a couple of times with Ronaldo. It hits the post, and then it just drops to Ronaldinho. That's very, very fortunate. Now, this guy on the ball was exceptionally skillful. I don't know if he's someone that's known or something, but he had quite a lot of Xbox followers, so maybe people watch his clips and stuff. But the third goal I scored, I ended up hitting a little heel click in there, which got me past the defender to score the goal. And that was enough to make him rage quit, which I felt like if I didn't go 3-0 up and he got 1 goal back in this match, I probably would have lost like 6-2. Because he was very, very skillful, so tricky on the ball, and I just got very lucky with how I was defending that I somehow... Look, he had 3 shots, 0 on target. Whatever the attempts were, they just weren't quite... I was able to block enough of them, or whatever that was. So, yeah, GG's. I genuinely don't know how I came away with a 3-0 win in that one, but... Again, sometimes you just get a little bit lucky, don't you? So we're now 10-2, which is a very good start for me. We're aiming to get 14, probably 17 wins this week, so that we can guarantee ourselves a Premier League Team of the Season player in our red rewards, as long as they're red. I wonder if they'll be red or blue. That'd be interesting to know. But yeah, I'm struggling. As much as we're doing really well in the weekend league, everyone's going in this week. It's super, super tough. Ronaldinho is an outstanding player and has been doing great for me. Ronaldo obviously changes the odd game or two, but actually has only about an average 1 contribution per game. So I don't know if he's someone which will stay in my club forever. I feel a little bit restricted because I don't have any coins right now. And that after I came up against that crazy Bundesliga squad with some of the tots and like the end of eras and stuff, I'm almost thinking to myself, there's a certain point that players get to when they become a little bit like Ronaldo, super OP on the game. And I guess a lot of the Premier League TOTS players are like that. So if we were able to like sell Ronaldo on at some point and then have 1 million coins and then put that towards like a couple of Prem TOTS players, or probably only one or half of one because they're so expensive, that we could have a cool team with relevant players that are more relevant to this time, like team of the season, than just having a Ronaldo in your team. So I understand that, and we'll get to that point at some point as well, but I will continue on in the weekend league to push for that 17 wins so that hopefully we can get a decent set of rewards this week. Worst case scenario is that you finish gold 3 and that you just hope that the 2 player picks you get feature some Prem players. And yeah, like that's literally it. Sometimes that it could happen like that. You could probably get better rewards at gold 3 and silver than you can at gold 2 and above sometimes. It's just the way it works on FIFA, right? But guys, that is going to wrap things up for today's episode. Do me a massive favor, hit that thumbs up button. Let me know how you're getting on or how you got on in the weekend league, depending on when this goes up, probably Monday, right? So yeah, the weekend league's probably finished for you now, but we'll continue on for the next day or so of content, finishing up the weekend league. Hopefully we'll get a guaranteed Prem TOTS at some point as well that I can show you guys and maybe add towards our team. But yeah, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Those links can be found down below. Subscribe to the channel. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.